stop till I wear the crown.
Hello and welcome back. Another episode, another gym session. I'm gonna let Paul do a lot of the talking on this because I can't really open my mouth very much. I've got strep throat, I'm on antibiotics, so I'm hoping that it starts to clear up, because at the minute if I open my mouth like any wider than this, it's painful. So that's going to be an absolute joy on the week of competition. But
yeah, probably not the best with it being so hot as well, hottest day of the year. You're going to be quite poorly on the antibiotics, aren't you? But it is what it is. Kind of knew yesterday, didn't we? But it's got worse. So yeah, so a couple of things just to clear up on Britain's Strongest Woman. Becca won't be doing that. It'd be great, obviously it's a great tale and everything, it's a good heavy comp, but it doesn't make sense with Strongest Woman in the world being 2 weeks after. That's a really big comp for Becca in that it gets a pro card and qualifies her for the Arnolds. There's probably significantly going to be more, significantly more prize money as well. And then of course we've got World's Strongest Woman coming up, which is always sort of the main thing that she's really training for. Just got the events for that. So
we'll go through them properly though in another video.
Yeah.
Once we get the weights and things like that.
Yeah, we haven't got the weights or the rules or anything, or all the details. So yeah, we'll probably do another video for that. But the event, the first thing that's different is it's still 3 days of competition, but there's 7 events instead of 6 now. So that's a really good thing from our perspective, because I believe Becca is the best all-round strong woman in the world. Basically more events, more of a gap in points. So there's some room for error hopefully by the end. With 7 events, obviously you can't just expect everything to go
like
perfect.
Last year there was a big room for error, but because I was injured there wasn't. But
no, hopefully this year you won't be injured.
Well, that's the whole point of not doing Brits and not doing the Arnold UK pro competition that they're doing, is that it's just too many competitions and I've got goals that I need to focus. Like the Arnold Pro in Ohio has been a competition that I've wanted to do for ages, for years and years and years, and it's always been really hard to align getting a pro card around my competitions that I've wanted to do. But this one, it's perfect kind of area because it's 2 hours drive from my house. It's like you get your pro card, you get prize money, and top 3 get an invite to the Arnold Pro. I could not have asked for a perfect set of circumstances, really.
It's like a miracle, isn't it? Because it's been literally impossible. Like there's just been nothing there.
The fact that obviously we don't know the events yet, and we're 6 weeks out from it.
Still don't know the events.
But that's a different story.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's not something that I'm giving up easy. Like I'm not risking injuring myself. Brits is a heavy comp.
It's very heavy. It's one of the heaviest shows there is, especially because it's all in one day as well.
Yeah, and it's just, you see people getting injured. Like you see people tearing biceps. You see people like tearing other muscles, and I don't want to be that person. Like I want to have
especially
longevity in the sport, and I want to stay injury free as much as possible. And the more you compete, the more you get injured.
And the stronger you are, the more chance you've got of getting injured. Which is why, like, basically
I'm
not
quite
doing
weak at the minute as well.
You're not, obviously you're not weak,
but
you're not doing as heavy weights as you could do a lot of times.
I'm not being like I'm not nowhere near like my peak strength, and I won't be until Worlds.
Because that's the time when you get injured, and it could happen at Worlds on the prep for that or at the competition, obviously. But you want to limit it as much as possible, and not do so many big heavy competitions if you don't have to. You just can't do every competition. It'd be great to do them all, but you just can't. So just got to prioritise the big two in the sport: a World's Strongest Woman and the Arnold Pro. You know, Strongest Woman in the world probably is another big competition, a little bit below, I'd say, those two. But yeah, just got to prioritise, and so that's what we're going to do. Obviously, he's got another competition this weekend as well. Already competed a few times this year, so just need some time now to really focus on the big comps.
Yeah,
and
like after this weekend, I'm not doing really any more travelling, no more appearances. Like, all of that work has been done now.
I think that, to be fair, is why you were struggling a bit yesterday as well, because we've had travelling again at the weekend. It does take a few days to sort of get back to normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'll be home a lot more. We've got our hot and cold setup at home, so I can recover at home and I can train close to home, and I feel like this Prep for Worlds is going to be ideal.
Yeah, it should be. Hopefully no injuries, hopefully everything goes fine. So the events Viking Press, didn't expect that, to be honest. Thought it was going to be, I thought it might be,
I
but
said that I think it's going to be.
It didn't go down that well with the athletes last time.
No.
They just seem to, I mean, to be fair, everybody complains. Like, it's just the way it is, like they do. But they were complaining about that event a lot. So I thought that maybe it would be in like one of the next these few years, because there was 4 of the setups and they're obviously very expensive, but they're actually not using them ones, so I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's facing away, apparently on a longer lever, which should, I think, be a little bit better for Becca. She is definitely the best in the world on a regular Viking press when you're facing it. But it's quite different when you're facing away. But with it being, if it's a longer lever point, I think it would be, because it's a little bit flatter, you'd be able to get a bit more drive upwards into it. So that should be better. And it's probably just still your best overhand anyway, isn't it? So that's
good. I've not really
good.
done it in a while though, so
no.
Good to get training that again. But with me, like, I am dyspraxic and I struggle with coordination. So a Viking press takes all of that out of it, kind of, because the lift is coordinated for you. Like, you've got that one kind of pivot point up and down.
Yes, there's no real balance issues, is there?
Yeah, so I can just put my power into it, and that's why I don't really struggle as much with the Viking press as I do with, say, like a log or something, because it's a lot more technical about your position and the way that you drive in and keep it stable.
Yeah, so next event is Farmer's Walk, and it's 45 metres. So, I mean, I'd expect Becca to win any distance Farmer's Walk, but 45 metres especially, because there's more grip involved, and she's pretty good at endurance. That should be an event win, really.
Yeah, like the first 30 metres is going to be 15 metre course. The first 30 metres is going to be a lighter farmers, and then the last 15 metres is going to be a heavier.
Heavier farmers suits you as well. All the girls can do heavy farmers. They can all do 300-pound farmers, but they can't do them as fast as Becca, to be honest. So that should be one of the event wins. I think she'll get 3 event wins in this. Then you've got the deadlift, which is going to be an axle deadlift, which is what I thought it would be. So she's been training that recently.
Axle, yeah.
So I got that one right. I think that'll probably, I would guess it'll be around £500, maybe £525. They're always in pounds because it's an American show. It's for reps, just 60 seconds, regular height from the floor, with tyres on an axle. And then the sandbag to shoulder, the one that we didn't really want. It's just something that Becca's not done a whole lot. She's only done it, I think, 3 times. We'll do it again today. So maybe just not figured it out yet. Don't think it's quite as good for the taller person. But when I've actually looked at the points and everything, I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think she'll probably still get sort of mid pack, get like 5th place on it. I think with this comp, She will be dropping out of the top 3 on some of the events, but I think it'll be like 4th and 5th and still getting pretty good points. Then there's yoke is the next event, so it's a car yoke. Probably just, I imagine it'll be a little bit heavier than last time, probably £750, something like that. That's just 15 metres. Again, I think that should be an event win. Then there's dumbbell, which is another one that I thought was going to be in. It's a dumbbell medley. That'll probably be one of the tougher events to finish. I predict that it'll be up to £175, something along those lines, just a little bit shy of the world record. That's something that Becca's going to need to work on a lot, but she certainly will be. Again, don't think it'll be too bad an event for her. And then finish on the stones. Obviously you would expect all things being well an event win there as well. So I do think these events, I mean, there could be there's some better events for you, isn't there? But Becca doesn't really have any bad events like so much. She's just pretty much good at everything, and then like pretty great at like some things. So yeah, overall I think the points should probably be several points clear. I think Victoria Long will probably get second and be a little bit ahead of like the others, and then they'll all be quite close for those other spots. But yeah, pretty happy with it. Looking at the points, sort of what I do is just figure it all out in terms of where I think they would place. You know, just without being any bias, and I'll make an honest assessment of it. And Becca finished 9 points clear, maybe like 7 to 9 points. I think she'll probably win by this time, so hopefully it's a bit more comfortable. But I mean, things might go to crap, might it? You don't know. But I thought she'd get 4 event wins last time. But to be fair, I thought that if the knees weren't an issue, and they were.
Yeah.
So
they were crippling, like.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But yeah, it's good that it's 7 events. Definitely favours Becca, and yeah, I think she'll repeat. Obviously, we need to put a hell of a lot of work in to make that happen, but that's what we're going to do. So, speaking of that, let's get to the training, and hopefully you can get through today with the way you're feeling.
I feel awful. Like I can't open my mouth. I can't barely talk. So you're not going to have anyone talking back at you,
No. It's going to be minimal today, to be honest. Just get the bare minimum done, and then try and rest up and get maybe a little bit healthier for Sunday.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. Pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
that is the session done. We didn't really do stones, even though we were supposed to do stones, because I was just getting a little bit of like, I wouldn't say pain, but my bicep on this side is just a little bit sore. I don't want to injure myself.
Very bicep heavy combos on the biceps on it. So
I'm comfy with stones. Like stones are like natural to me. So I just didn't. We just kind of called it just to make sure that I'm fine for the comp.
I think it was that tyre yesterday that did it, to be honest, because it's a bit the grip's quite bad on one side, isn't it? And,
like one side's really grippy and then the other side's really smooth, so it was really kind of weird. That's why if you look at the video yesterday, I'd flip it really easy and then it'd be really hard, and then it'd be easy and then it'd be hard.
Yeah, it's always the way. But you did the 100 kilo sandbag to show us anyway.
I'm really happy with that, because last time I failed it and just on its own. I just couldn't get the technique. I'd only trained it 3 times anyway before in my life, so it's not like a massive thing to fail a 100 kilo sandbag to shoulder, because it is quite a big weight.
It is, isn't it? To be fair, lifting a 100 kilo sandbag at all for women a few years back was like a big deal.
Yeah. And I really struggle with learning technique. But today I got the 100 kilo in a medley after a 60 and an 80. So
to be fair, it was comfortable as well. I know you actually overthrew it because you put too much power into it on the last shunt. There was definitely more weight there. You didn't get the best technique on it.
No, but we have 4 months or whatever to learn.
4.5 months.
So it's not exactly going to be awful, is it? I'm actually pretty confident about that event now, because
I think that'll be the 4th bag in the 5 series. I think there'll be one that'll be probably about 25 pound heavier than that. So
it's really exciting. I'm really I feel happy about that now. I feel a lot more confident. And do you know what? I really like the events for Worlds. I am pretty confident that if the prep goes well, no injuries, touch wood, then
maybe Victoria along could just do it. She'd have to be amazing, but to be honest, she'd have to be really, really good. But
she is really, really good.
She is really, really good. So it might happen, but she's obviously kind of at the end of her sort of career, and I don't see anybody else being all that close, really, to be honest. And say when I figured out the points, I do several clear of her anyway. So I think it's just not getting injured is the main thing. I think if you don't get injured, I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, if I come last year, I was completely crippled, and I still won it. And granted, the likes of Victoria Long and that weren't really competing. And
I think that helps you actually having the other good ones competing as well, because you're very consistent. You place quite highly on every event, so the more sort of in there, the more the points sort of get split, and they sort of win some, lose some against each other. So it's good having Lucy and Victoria and
almost
Andrea,
it's gonna be almost the same as 2019, where Donna and Victoria were battling it. I think it's going to be me and Victoria battling it.
Yeah, I think up until the last day. That's I think you'll be probably actually even points around that after day 2, and it'll look like it's you two. But then I think you'll pull away on the last day, because you've got some really good events there. I think dumbbell. To be honest, dumbbell's a new event to you as well. We haven't worked on it too much. We haven't really needed to, but you did manage to still match Donna at UK's in reps, and Donna was the world record holder until a week before that with 80 kilo. I think the best is 82 now or something. So obviously she's good, and you quickly managed to match her on reps. So you obviously are good at it. You just need to practice on the specific dumbbells, don't you? And say 4.5 months, I think that'll be a good event for you as well. So you've basically got the yoke, you've got the stones. They're kind of banker events where you really expect to win.
I've got the heavy farmers, and I hope that it's really heavy.
Farmers is probably your best event, isn't it?
I am praying that the last set of farmers is £300. I would be so happy.
I don't think it might be.
It'll be just amazing if it is.
It might be.
Because I think that would be a good,
there's quite a lot of them that have done that weight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of the top girls will have done that weight, and then like the lighter set of farmers will mean that everyone can kind of like
do
get
something.
a run in.
Yeah,
but then
it'd be 275s or 300s. Yeah, I
yeah,
think
but
there's a
then
decent
that
balance.
heavy farmers will then separate, and that's what you want. Like you want people to kind of be able to manage to get a run in and stuff, but then you need to be able to separate the top girls.
And it's, to be fair, it's not like loaders are doing too much that day, because they literally don't have to do anything for the Viking wrestlers and switch the weights after the class.
And I do think that like a £300 farmers would be really good.
Yeah, I think there's a good likelihood that it will be that. Or very close.
Because I think like a good few, like amount of the girls would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's
Hannah Lindsay would do it. Victoria Long would do it. Don't know if Inez would. Probably Lucy would. Lucy's grip's really good. Andrea's grip's pretty good. She might have a shot. Yeah, there'll be a few of them. I think Inez has done that weight, over that weight actually. So she might do it. Yeah.
So it's exciting, and I hope that you all follow me in my prep for World's Strongest Woman, and hopefully do back to back, and then
you and Big Tommy back to back.
Yeah.
UK.
Hopefully that's the plan, and do you know what? I feel really good for it. I'm not injured. I'm hopefully not going to get injured. We're going to train smart, and we're going to
do a lot of recovery work as well. Obviously, you're working with Nicola now. That's going to help, and then we've got these hot and colds, which we're going to do another one in a minute.
Things are falling into place, and we've got the tools now to recover properly. We've got the tools to train properly at Dedicated, which is an amazing gym.
We've got like there's about 10 sandbags there, so we'll just set them up in the gym.
We have Josh Lancaster, who is the world record holder in the under 80 kilo dumbbell, and he's like offered his help with the dumbbell as well.
She's great to have him close by.
He's like an hour
he's basically
away.
Just, to be honest, he's not that strong, but he's just really, really good with technique, and he's so good at it that he's been able to get the world record not actually being that strong. He's jerk on things, even not just the dumbbells, just overhead in general is crazy. So, but what I think for me, like Martin Lisi's and Novikov, in terms of the heavyweights anyway, because it's maybe slightly different when you're very big, but they have really good technique as well. So I'm gonna try look at those, get Becca to look at those, try and implement the things that they talk about, and then we'll probably go to that gym at some point, and then maybe Josh can have a look over it. Hopefully it looks good. If not, maybe some little tweaks. But I think, to be honest, I think you'll be good. I think you will be good at the dumbbell. You might not win the event. I don't think you probably will win it. I think Inez will win that. But I think you'll do well.
So the next video will be Wales' Strongest Woman. So we'll do behind the scenes on that, and we will bring you along for the journey. So please like, share and subscribe to follow on for the prep for World's Strongest Woman #2.
And hopefully Strongest Woman in the world at some point when we actually get the events about 2 days out.
Yeah.
Christ. Bye bye.